Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Butler back here at the same bat channel, same bat time, Saturday morning, 10:15 a.m. for the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. Earn while you learn freight broker, freight forwarding, and freight dispatch training and consulting platform. We want to welcome all of our students today, all of our clients, and our guests. We are broadcasting live here in downtown Tallahassee today at the Cayman Plaza. Beautiful Cayman Plaza. We got calls coming in. Hold on for a second. Let me get this real quick. I apologize to everyone. Let's see who this is. This sounds like one of our students. RBBS, Calvin speaking. Yes, and who am I speaking with? Hey, Rico. Now, Rico, you know we have our weekly training live every Saturday morning about this time, right? Okay. All right, cause you know you're on the live recording now, right? all the other students are listening to your call right now. But give me a call back or just log in, man. And join us. But give me a call back in about an hour and a half, and I'll be able to go over anything you want me to go over with you. All right, cool. All right, that was one of our students. Rico, he's been doing pretty good. He's out doing some things. But anyway, he obviously had a question for me, and I'll get with him as soon as we finish this. All right. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mute everyone so that we can not have all this background noise. So I'm going to mute everyone here for a second. If you all don't mind, if you have a question, remember, type it in, ask the question, or unmute yourself by hitting that little mic button, and you can unmute yourself. All right? Okay, now everyone is muted, and we're going to go and start sharing our screen so that everybody can see what we see. Screen is being shared. All right, great. All right, now, as always, we're going to start with going to our website. Hold on here. It didn't quite pull up the way I wanted it to. There we go. All right, this is our back office website. Now, for those of you who are new, those of you who just finished your orientation, or those of you who have not gone to orientation yet, when you get the orientation, if you just finished your orientation, you know that you need to go into your back office site. You go to rbbstransport.com, and you go over here into your dispatchers, tools, and resources. We're going to go in and log in, and as you see, I'm already logged in. Okay? All right, so we're already logged in. Now, today, we are going to be going over some stuff real quickly here. We're going to go over the Ascend TMS, okay? Because I know a lot of you have been asking me about the Ascend TMS, and we're going to go over that real quick to kind of give you some insight on what that system does for you and how you all can use it to help speed up your process. Because as you all know, we have a system in showing you how to find a bunch of carriers and how to we show you actually how to contact and how to pull up anywhere from 800 to 2,000 carriers with their phone numbers and everything. And we show you how to pitch them and get them to sign your dispatch agreement, and then you all go out and you find what they're looking for, and that's how you start booking your freight. And that's your building process. That is how you start your foundation, because we want to get you to start booking freight as soon as possible. And that's a way for you to start booking freight immediately, and through doing that process, you are actually learning how to navigate on the load boards. You're learning how to deal with carriers. You're learning how to understand your way of sales and your strong points and your weak points. So this is all helping you, but at the same time, it's giving you a structure and a system to where you can actually book freight, make money while you're learning about yourself, learning about this industry and everything else. Now, on top of that, you all are able to go in with the tools and resources that we provide, and we show you how to find shippers, and we show you how to connect with over 19 million shippers. That's every shipper in the United States that's listed with the federal government that pays taxes. Okay, that's all of them. So we show you how to do that through our back office site with the tools and resources that we do have here. But real quick, we're going to go over our system real quick, and then we're going to get into the TMS training and show y'all some stuff about TMS. Now, if you have a question, here again, just ask it by, plugging in your thing there and asking the question, and we'll be more than happy to answer the question for you. Now, as you all know, our program is an Earn While You Learn program. We provide for you everything. We provide for you all of your agreements and stuff. Here is your carrier dispatch agreement. Now, we're not going to go over this dispatch agreement today because we went over it extensively in our last training. If you want to know about the dispatch agreement, go to our YouTube channel and pull up the last training session that we had. That's number 23. Okay? That's Earn While You Learn Freight Broker Training 23. Those are Roman numerals now. Roman numeral 23. And you can pull it up, and we went extensively over those agreements and how you fill them out. So we're not going to repeat that. But just go back and review that, and you'll be able to see how we complete those agreements and how we went over that extensively last week. Okay, but these are your dispatch agreements when you're going in, and you can pull these up, and of course you can fill them out and send them over to your carriers. If you are a bonded broker, you need to fill this one out. This is broker carrier contract. Okay, if you're a dispatcher and you're not a bonded broker, okay, you can use this top one. If you are a bonded broker, you need to use this second one here, okay? All right. Our system, like you said, we have a system in place. The main part of this system basically is we supply you all with loads every morning. It's somewhere in between 70 and 100 loads that we supply you with, as we call our bait loads. These are loads these are my loads, not your loads, but these are loads that I supply you all with, and we put on the load board to attract carriers so that you all will have access to carriers that you can pitch and go ahead and get them to sign your dispatch agreement. And we're going to go over how that works. Let's go to 123 load board. As you can see here in your back office area, when you click on your 123 load board, it's got your passwords and stuff already there. Do not change those passwords to those load boards, people, okay? Do not alter the passwords. Do not alter the username. Do not make changes to those passwords, okay? But once you get in, you're going to sign in, and I have mine already in there. I suggest you all do the same. Once you sign in, you notice here it takes you right over to the navigation page on the load board. You see where it says it has load search, quick pay, truck locator, and some other stuff. Now, in your off time, go through this, click on all this stuff, kind of familiarize yourself with it. Just kind of roll through it so you can get familiar with all the stuff that's in here. But we're going to go over real quick how we train you to do it. We're going to go over our system. Now, our system is when you come in, you're going to go immediately to the truck locator. And when you go to the truck locator, you notice it pulls up. It's going to pull up all the loads that we have posted. We should have about 90 to 93 loads on here this morning, if I'm not mistaken. I think I sent in about 90 loads this morning for you all to have access to. Okay? Give it a minute and it'll pull it up here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? How many of y'all used to know about Mr. Rogers? Do y'all know about Mr. Rogers?
Damn near everybody.
Yeah, boy, that Mr. Rogers. Boy, I used to watch Mr. Rogers every morning before I went to school. But anyway, here we go. Or was it in the afternoon? No, it was Captain Kangaroo in the morning. Mr. Rogers was in the afternoon. That's right, when you came back from school. That's right. That's what it was. All right. Now y'all starting to get a little insight into my psyche here. All right. As you can see here, we've got all our loads that we send in every morning. We've got, what we got on here this morning? We got 89 loads. Okay, not quite 90. We got 89 loads that we have on here this morning. And we post loads every morning. Now, these loads are here as bait. And the way our system works is we set these up as bait. Somebody got a little question here. Yeah, somebody said, yeah, they remember Mr. Rogers. Okay, but these loads are here as bait. And what I mean by that is this. 90% of the time, if you're trying to book these loads, Now you can, if you can book these loads, book them. All right. You got to call me to see if they're available still. But 90% of the time, by the time we get these loads posted, they're gone. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. They're gone. Okay, the shipper gets a lot of these loads get taken up by brokers who have their own assets, and these are brokers like Landstar. You know, they have their own trucks, TQL, RWI, Swift, places like that. They'll call up these shippers who have these mass loads, and they'll say, "Give me all your loads out of Alabama." Why? Because they have what? Company drivers that are in Alabama that they can just assign these loads to, and they can force dispatch them, which means they don't have a choice. They just send it out to them over the Qualcomm and say, "Hey, go pick this load up and take it here." And here's, and because they're paying them, 28 cents or 38 cents or 50 cents per mile, and they don't have any other expenses, so they just go do whatever the company tells them to do. So those brokerage firms, and I know a lot of y'all thought Swift was just a trucking company, or Warner was just a trucking company, but they are brokerage firms. They just happen to own a good portion of their own trucks. A lot of people lease on to them through their owner-operator program, but then they have about another 1,200 to 1,500 trucks that they own, and those are company drivers. So they can force dispatch those. So those companies will call up these places, and they'll say, "Hey, give me all your loads in Alabama, or give me all your loads in Florida or Georgia or whatever the case may be," and then they'll just force dispatch. So by the time we get these loads, 90% of them are already gone. They're already spoken for. That's a better term. They're already spoken for. Now, you may be able to go to the load boards, okay, and look at these same loads, and you'll see these loads. You'll see some of them that some of these other brokers have that have their own carriers. But they may not have a carrier in the area of that load, so that load may still be available. And, the best way to book it, since they've already spoken for it, that means we don't have it available, but they have it available. So as a dispatcher, you can just go right to that same load with that broker and then just dispatch your carry on it. Okay? So you can still book that load. You just may not be able to book it through us. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, depending on if we still have it available or not, or if it's been spoken for by another broker who has their own assets. By the way, we are not a brokerage firm anymore. We are a dispatch firm, and we have shippers who still want to work with us because we are a dispatch firm, and we are very good at what we do. Now, as I said, we allow y'all to use these loads as bait, and here's how we use them as bait. You've got 89 loads in here. You notice when you click on one of these loads, what does it do over here? It pulls up to the right and underneath all the trucks. This area over here you see with this little circle, with this radius, that's a 75-mile radius. It is pulling up all the trucks that have marked themselves available, and they have the type of trailer that's compatible with that load. In other words, these are trucks who are empty and ready for a load, and they pull that type of load. So you know that if that's flatbed load, these flatbed trucks. Okay, and they have all went in, and they have purposely and consciously marked themselves available, and I'm ready for a load. I'm looking for a load. So by us putting these loads here, we're giving you access to probably 800 to 2,000 loads. Why? Because each one of these got anywhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 25 empty trucks within a 75-mile radius of that load. Now that gives you a huge pool to choose from, and all you've got to do is click on one of these trucks. You see, you click on it, and it pulls up that carrier's name. It gives you their DOT number or their MC number. It gives you that carrier's phone number. All you got to do is call that carrier up. When you call that carrier up, this is the script that we advise that you lay out to them. Really, the first thing you want to ask that carrier is, how much money do you need to move your truck? If you just started off with that, if you picked up the phone and said, hey, how you doing? I see you're in Albertville, Alabama, and I'm an independent dispatcher, and we've got a load in that area. Now, you can tell them about that load, or you can not tell them about that load. I don't even tell them about the load because I'm not trying to get them to book that load anyway. What I do is when I call them up, because your goal here is to get them signed up to a dispatch agreement, because you don't have any carriers that you can go to work for yet. So your goal is to get carriers that can put you to work. Your goal is to get them signed up to your dispatch agreement so that then you can go and find them the load that they want, and now you can be put to work, and now you can find and book loads and start making money. And you're adding carriers to your carrier network. Okay, you're building your carrier network. That's the first thing. I know a lot of people, a lot of brokers, trainers will tell you, well, you got to get loads. You got to go and get shippers. You got to get loads. No, you need to get some work. You need to make some money. Okay? And you can't make money. You can't make money if you don't have a carrier to find loads for. Let me make this very clear. I know all these other freight broker trainers, they all tell you, oh, go get shippers, go get shippers, go get shippers, go get shippers. Okay? You're trying to put the cart before the horse. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that, because really you're going to spend a whole bunch of time trying to locate shippers, to try to get shippers to agree to send you their load, and then you got to turn around and you got to find trucks to run those loads. Okay, all that time you wasted. It could take you a month, 2 months, 3 months to get your first shipper signed on. During that time, how many loads could you have booked if you'd have just called up these 800 to 2,000 trucks and said, hey, how you doing? My name is Calvin Butler. I'm with the National Network of Dispatchers, and I see you in Appletonville, Alabama. Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? Now, that carrier may come back and say, well, what do you mean? Well, like I said, I'm with the National Network of Dispatchers, and we understand that not every carrier can move the same load for the same amount of money because you have your own expenses that your truck has to have paid. So your truck needs certain things done to make it profitable than what the other guy may have. Now, in understanding that, we know that we need to find you the type of load that fits your pricing criteria. So if you tell me that you need loads that's paying at least $2 per mile so that you can make money, those are the only type of loads I'm going to look for. If you tell me you need loads that's running on the bottom half of the United States because you don't like going in the mountains, guess what? I'm only going to look for loads that's running on the bottom half of the United States. If you tell me you want loads that's going more than 600 miles because you can't make no money on those short runs, guess what? I'm only going to look for loads that's running more than 600 miles. So when you see my phone number pop up on your caller ID, you know that I got the kind of load that you want. Not the kind of load that I want you to have, but I got the kind of load that you want. And I'm going to have at least 3 of those for you to choose from. Now, how does that work for you? Now, with that pitch right there, just with that little simple pitch right there, and if you're contacting, you've got 89 loads in here, and each load, as you see, has anywhere from 13 to 14 matches to, what does this one got? 16 matches. And, I mean, every last one of these has got at least, 10, 12, 16, somewhere in the neighborhood of 16 to 20 matches. So with 89 loads, 20 matches on each load, 16 to 20 matches on each load, that's a lot of carriers that you all can contact. And if you make that pitch, if you spend an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours each day doing just that, how many of those you think you can get signed up to a dispatch agreement? Okay? That's just how simple this is. If you do that alone, you can get a ton of carriers signed up to your dispatch agreement, as Mr. Charles Monday has found out. Okay? As you all know, last week, Mr. Monday he had contacted me and told me that he was having trouble signing up carriers to a dispatch agreement. And I asked him, well, what was the problem? He said he was sending out these emails, these bulk emails, but nobody was responding back. I said, well, have you been calling them? He goes, well, no. I go, okay. Well, you got to call them. And now the email he was sending out was the exact pitch that I just made, but he wasn't making that pitch in person. And these people have got to hear your voice. They've got to hear your concern. They've got to know that you understand where they're coming from and what they're faced with. Okay? If they hear it from you personally and they hear that concern, guess what? 9 out of 10 of them is going to sign up with you, because 9 out of 10 of them want to make money. And that's what you're here to do. You're here to help them make more money. That's all you're doing. Now, once that carrier says to you, you say to that carrier, now how does that work for you? That carrier is going to come back and say 9 times out of 10, he's going to say, oh, that sounds great. All right, great. Here's what I need you to do. I'm going to shoot you over my dispatch agreement. What's your email address? I'm going to shoot you my dispatch agreement. I need you to look over it, sign it, and get it back to me as soon as possible. And then I'm going to send you a profile sheet, okay? Basically asking you how you want to run, where you want to run, and how much money do you need to run. And then I'm going to go to work for you. And I'm going to find you the loads that you want, okay? Remember, I'm going to find you the loads that you want. And when I call you, I'm going to have 3 options for you, and then you choose the one you want to choose. That sounds good? That sounds good. Now, is there anybody here who thinks that they can't do this? Okay, let me hear from you. If you think you can't do this, let me hear from you right now. Because I'm telling you, that's just how simple it is. But you got to work the system. You got to work the system. You work the system, and the system will work for you. It's just that simple. Okay? Now, once you do this, let's say you do this and you've been calling now for about 2 hours. And let's say you've got 12 to 14 guys who agreed to sign up with your dispatch agreement. Let's say you check your emails, you may have 4 or 5 of them. Okay? Now, chances are, if you're calling on the weekends, you may get some of these guys to respond back to you right away that same day and get that dispatch agreement back to you. Because these guys right now, they're sitting at a truck stop. They're shut down for the whole weekend. Okay? They couldn't find a load. I'm leaving out on Friday, so they're pretty much shut down for the whole weekend at a truck stop. So they got time to respond back to you, print it up on a fax or whatever the case may be, go into the truck stop and fax it back to you, or they can email it back to you. They got time to do it. Now, if you're doing this during the week, chances are you may not get one of these, your dispatch agreement back for a day or 2, okay, because they're probably out running. They're working, they're driving, they're delivering loads and stuff, so they'll probably get to it sometime during that week and they'll get it back to you. But don't expect those dispatch agreements back right away during the week, because those guys are working. They're trying to feed their families, okay? But follow up with them. If you don't get it back by the end of that day, call them up the next day and say, hey, I'm still waiting on that dispatch agreement. Or, hey, did you get that dispatch agreement? I'm still waiting on it. Just a friendly follow-up just to remind them. And that could help speed up the process. But let's say you got 5 or 6 of them back in. Now it's time for you to do what? Go find them loads. All you got to do then is go back over to on this area right here. You got it written down what type of loads they want. They sit back in their profile sheet. You're looking at it. It's okay. Well, this guy wants loads that's paying $2 per mile. He don't like the mountains, and he wants loads that's running more than 500 miles. So now you're going to go to the load search. When you get over here to the load search, you're going to click on. My cursor don't want to act right. It's acting squirrely on me. Once you get over here to the load search, you're going to go back to the load search. Now, let's say that guy was in, what was he, Albertonville? I think that's where he was. I quite don't know how to, let me see it. Albertonville. I hope I got this right. Alabama. Is that going to... No, I just spelled that all wrong, didn't I? How did I get a K in there? Y'all let me spell that. Y'all let me spell that like that. There we go. All right, Albertonville, Alabama, 150-mile radius. Now, the guy said that he didn't like being on what? In the mountains. So we're gonna take out Canada. All right, we're gonna click on the map. We're gonna click on the map. We're gonna mark all the states that keep him out of the mountain. We're going to go across. We're going to do all these bottom half states of the United States. Okay, we're not going to go way up there in the mountain because he don't want to do that. All right, so we're clicking on all these lower half states down here. You know, these flat and dry states where he want to go. Okay, so we got all those. We got all those clicked in. All right, we know he's a flatbed, so we're going to go down here and we're going to click flatbed. We know he's stuck right now, so he's going to want to leave out on Monday. Okay, picking up on load on Monday, pick up date. All right. We need to find out now. What we need to do is find the highest paying loads first. You don't want to, because remember, these are guys that's telling you what type of loads they want and how much money that they need. So there's no need for you to go and search all the loads. You want to find the loads that's paying more than $2 per mile. You want to go to those loads right away. You don't want to waste time because you're trying to get these loads found as quickly as possible. So you don't want to waste time with finding them loads that they don't need, okay? So we're going to go in. I'm showing you how to find the highest paying loads first. You're going to go over here. You're going to click where it says More Options over here to your right, bottom right. Click on that More Options. You're going to come down here. You're going to click where it says Payment and the Payment Rates. Okay? That's right down here at the bottom. It says Payment Rates. You're going to click that. Okay? And then you're going to click Search. Now, when you click Search, it's pulling up all the loads that are leaving in and out around Albertonville, Alabama. And it's showing you all the loads that have the rates posted first. Now, you want to find the highest paying rates first, because you're looking for the load that's paying more than $2 per mile. So what you do is you come over here, you see where it says Company, Check, and Offer. You're going to click the Offer button. You're going to click the Offer button, and it's going to pull up the highest paying loads first. Okay? Now you're ready to try and search for him what he's looking for. Now, you got one that's going from Iwaka, Mississippi, which is 118 miles outside of Albertonville, and it's going to California. Okay? That load is going 1,835 miles. So yeah, a single driver could run that load. Okay? It's only 20,000 pounds, so it's light. It's light and it's flat. Okay? And it's paying $4,800. So click on that, and what is that? That is $2.62 per mile. That's one that will work for him. All right, so you write that one down. Okay, write down the broker's information, write down the load information, you know, where it's going, how much money it's paying. You write that one down. All right, you may want to call that broker up. Call up Mr. Kevin Adams here. Call who's the broker on this. You call him up and say, hey, Mr. Adams, I got a carrier who might be interested in this load. What's the commodity? What type of stuff is there? Because I'm looking at, I see what you have here. You don't have anything in here as far as stops or anything. Give me the rundown on that load. Then he's going to give you all the specifics on that load. And you let him know, all right, let me check with my carrier, and I'm going to see if he still wants this load. If he does, I'm going to call you back with his DOT number, and we can go ahead and get that book for you, okay? Great. Now, you write down that information on that load, all right? Then you go to your next one, because remember, you're going to give him what? 3 options. You want to give him options. Because the more options you give him, the better chance you're going to have of him grabbing one of those loads and booking that load thus you can make some money. All right, so that's option number 1. Option number 2, you're looking at another one here that's going, now that's probably the same load. This looks like it's the same load because it's paying about the same amount of money. It's from different carriers. No, it's not the same carrier. So there may be different loads. They're just all going in the same direction. So this one broker has 3 loads leaving from Mississippi, going up to California, going to the same place. And each one of them is paying between $4,800 and $4,600. So all 3 of those will work if he wants to go to California. But you don't want to put them all of them going to California because you want to give him options on different places that he can go. So what you want to do is you want to come down here and look for another broker and see what they've got. Here's one going from Hope Hull, Alabama, which is 138 miles out, to Utah. Okay, that's going 1,926 miles. It's only 16,000 pounds, paying $3,800. That's going to be close. Let's see what that one. See how that one works out. That's not quite where you want to be at. That's paying $1.97 per mile. But he said he wanted $2 per mile. So what I would do is I would call that broker up and say, hey, I've got a carrier that's interested in that load, but I need $2.25 per mile. Can you work with that? Now, he may be able to do $2.25. He may not be able to do $2.25. But if he comes up off that $1.97, guess what? It's going to put you above that $2 per mile. Then you have a load that will work for your carrier. You see what I'm saying? So you can do that way also too. All right. And hold on a second. What time do y'all start serving? Right now? Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I got to get me something to drink and something to eat here. But anyway, but that one may work for him too. If you can call that broker up and negotiate with him a little bit. He's only about 3 cents off. So you ask him for another 25 to 27 cents per mile. And if he comes at 15 cents per mile, you're good. You in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got another dog in the hunt. All right? So now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to write down that information, and you're going to let him know, okay, all right, that's another one there. All right? Then you're going to go down here, and you're going to look for another one. Let's see if we can find another good one here. Here's one that's going, now this is pretty good. 1,100 miles, 48,000 pounds. and it's paying $27.50. That's $2.50 per mile, and that's a pretty good run. That's going from Montgomery, Alabama to Milton, Texas. Okay, so and that's another one you can present to him. Now you have 3 loads, 3 options that you can call him back, and you're going to do this with all your carriers that have sent you back that dispatch agreement and their profile sheet. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to do that with all of them. And hold on just for a second, everybody. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm in my my conference call right now, but I'm going to call you back, baby. All right. As y'all know, you got to keep the little lady happy. You can't just not pick up the phone, when your girl calls, because you don't want them kind of problems. When she calls, you got to answer the phone. Trust me. Okay, that's just a little advice to all the fellas out there. Don't ever not answer the phone when she calls. Okay, because I mean, you know what side of the bread your butter is buttered on. But anyway, now you've got the 3 loads. Okay, you got the 3 options. Okay, now you can call your carriers up, call that carrier up and say, hey, look here, man, I got 3 options for you. Okay, I got one load that's paying $2.40 a mile, another load paying $2.62 a mile, and another load's paying $2.50 a mile. Okay, first load is going here, second load is going here, second load is going here. First load picks up here, another load picks up here, another load picks up here. And you tell me it's about X number of miles from where you're at right now. Which one of those you want? People, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. It really is. And you do that and you just repeat that process. You do that and you just repeat that process. You do that and you just repeat that process. That's how simple it is to start making money as soon as possible with booking loads. Now, I tell you this works because why? Because it works. Charles Mundy, he figured out it works. Roger Jackson, he knows it works. Richard Stevens, he knows it works. I know it works. I mean, shoot, I still book, with all the stuff that I'm doing now, I still book 6 to 7 loads per day. Okay? This works. And it is as simple as that. But you got to put in the work. You got to make the phone calls, okay? You got to make the phone calls. It's not rocket science. Once you figure out how to work the system will work for you and the system will pay you. Okay? Now, that's the system. That's the system. Anybody have any questions on that system there real quick? Any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question or just type it in. I'll be more than happy to read it. To everyone. Let's see, someone just popped up with a question here. What we got here. Sean says, can you touch bases about the heavy haul and car shipping? We will do heavy hauling is heavy hauling. It's about the same as what we're doing now. There's nothing really different with the heavy hauling if you can find the heavy haul loads. The car shipping, however, that's another whole thing by itself, and we really don't want to get into that until we get on with centraldispatch.com. Okay, because in order to be able to effectively show you how to do that, I need to be on that load board, because that's the only load board that you're going to operate your car hauling from. And we are still trying to work out our grievances, not a grievance, what we need to do to comply with Central Dispatch in order for them to let us onto the load board. Because we are not a carrier and we are not a broker, but I do have a business that works in the auto industry, and that qualifies me to get onto that load board. But there's certain things that we got to get worked out before we can do that. So now, if you want to know more about CentralDispatch.com, we did go over it extensively in Earn While You Learn Freight Broker Training 19, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 19 or 20. When you get to it, you'll see the one that has the auto haul and truck on it. That's the one. And we went over it extensively. So if you want to review that, if you want to review that one, go back and review that one, and that goes over that. Because if we were to get into that, we'd be here for another 2 hours, on top of the time we got to spend talking about the CNTMS and what we're doing right now. Okay? All right. Any other questions real quick about what we're doing now, about this system? All right. Aaron Flipping, shouldn't the carriers rate we search for be increased by 10% to cover the dispatching fee? You can, but if the carrier already knows that you're getting 10%. They already know that. Okay? Because remember, when you send them the dispatch agreement, it tells them that it's 10%, and you covered that with them already. So when they send you back their profile, they should be sending you back a profile as to how much money they need to run a load. Now, if you want to increase that by 10%, you do that. Okay? If you want to increase that by 10%, you do that. All you're going to be doing is you're going to be, if a carrier tells you that he needs a load that's paying $2 per mile, you're going to search for loads that's paying what? $2.20, $2.25. You know, whatever. You do it that way. No matter how you look at it. Remember, he wanted $2. All the loads we found were way above $2. Some were $2.50. One of them was $2.97, but we asked the broker for what? $2.25. Remember? And the other one was like what? $2.60 something. So look, when you find the loads, you're looking for the highest paying load. He's already told you what his baseline is. His baseline was what? $2. So if you find a load that's $2.50, you're good. You're already way over that to cover that and the 10% because you got him more than what he actually wanted. He wanted $2, you got him $2.50. He wanted $2, you got him $2.30. He wanted $2, you got him $2.40. Even with your dispatch fee, you're still better than what he wanted. Okay, and that's the gist of what we're doing. We're showing you how to give carriers what they want and not what we have. Everybody else is just trying to pimp off what they already have. We want to approach it with something different. How much money do you need to move your truck? Not, hey, I got a load for you, run my loads. No, that's the difference. That's the difference. Okay? All right. Andrew B said we need to create our own profile for the carrier. Yeah, come on. You got to do some work. Yeah, one of you all already created one, and I am going to be forward, and she's already given me permission to share it with you all. It may have been you, Angie, I don't know. But someone has already created one, and I'm going to be sharing it with you all. So I'll share it with you all, and I'll get it out to you all sometime this weekend or this week and get it out to everyone. So, but someone has already created one. Okay? Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. All right. Real quick, let's go over to the Ascend TMS, okay, because I need to show you all some stuff about this. Well, hold on real quick. Let me show you all real quick on how to find your shippers real quick, because I know somebody was asking me about shippers earlier this week. In finding your shippers, look, we made this so easy to tell it's funny. You go back to your tools and resource area. Okay, you click where it says search shippers. It's just that simple. Takes you right over to the SIT code site that we have access to. We have unrestricted access to. Who wants me to search a certain type of shipper? Somebody chime in and give me something to search for. I know I always put in stuff, but I'm going to let you all pick on what you want to search for today. Somebody talk to me. Tell me what to search for. Let's see. We got a couple of bings here. What we got? Sean, Andrew B says steel. Sean says beef. All right. Let's go with steel. All right. If you're looking for steel, you put in steel. You notice you pull up all the SIT codes for steel. Somebody's got their mic open. I need you to mute your mic real quick. Whoever it is, that there we go. Thank you. If you're looking for steel, you notice it pulls up all of the type of steel that each of these companies run. Okay, each company runs all these different types of steel. In each one of these, you have a certain number of companies that run that type of steel, that ship that type of steel. If you're looking for just steel, you got 942 companies that ship that type of steel. Steel and alloys, you got 183 companies, and so on and so on and so on. You got tens of thousands of companies on here that ship steel. All you do is just click on one of these categories. You click on the category, just steel. You know, you come down here, and you all these companies that move just steel. So you got to do is click on one of them. When you click on one, it takes you right over to the profile sheet. It gives you their information, their name of their company, their address, their phone number, their fax number, their email address, their website address. It tells you what type of manufacturer you are. It gives you a profile of that company and all the types of steel that they ship. And you got a very little important tool down here that tells you what they pay carriers to ship that steel from their location to anywhere in the United States. And they are located in Ohio. So let's say if we put Florida down here, if we put in Florida, and it would tell you how much they pay to ship steel down to Florida. On Florida, they pay $70 a pallet, and for a partial dry van, they pay $590. Now, that's a partial dry van. That usually comes in quarters, so multiply that times 4, and you got your full van. Okay. If you want to pick California, to ship steel to California, they pay $85 a pallet, $80 a box, 53-foot dry van truckload, $180 partial dry van, $500. Partial flatbed, $710. Remember those partials, you multiply them times 4, and that's when you got your whole truckload. Okay. Now, see, somebody else wanted. Sean wants beef and ice cream. Well, which one you want, Sean? Well, you must be hungry. You picking all the food. You want ice cream, all right?
Search for cheese, Calvin.
But cheese, okay. Hold on here. I don't want. Well, let me get one of Sean's real quick, because I don't want Sean to think I'm ignoring him. You know. Let's look for your beef, Sean. Look for your beef. There we go. You look for the beef. Where's the beef? All right. Sean wants to know where the beef is. All right, Sean, here's the beef. Beef and beef products. Pick one of these beef products. Pick one of them in Syracuse, New York. Beef products. There it is right there. All the information. Tells you what the beef guy does. To move that beef to West Virginia, $85 a pallet. A 48-foot standard flatbed, $520 partial with tarp. If you go into South Carolina, it's $80 a pallet. A tube or a pipe is $80. Partial dry van, $490. 48-foot, 53-foot truck, $730. 48-foot dry van, $760. All right. So, but you all get the gist of what we're doing here.
I can't hear anything you're saying. There's no sound.
Yeah, Kevin, you muted yourself.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Gotcha.
Now he's good.
Now we can.
All right, there we go. I think my mic had slipped out of my computer here. But what was the last thing you all heard? So I can go back, because I get to rambling, and if y'all couldn't hear me, we was kind of like mixed off. What was the last thing you all heard?
New York and South Carolina, what the rate, and then you started talking about pallet.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we were talking about what it costs to move this freight. All right, yeah, to South Carolina. All right, where to move this beef to South Carolina, that's what it pays right there. $80 a pallet, $80 a tube, partial dry van, $490, and so on and so on and so on. But you all get what we're talking about on how to find these products. Now, someone asked me before we got to that, was saying, so you can book drivers on these loads. You can book drivers on these loads if you can get these shippers to send you what? Their loads. Okay? We're showing you how to contact the shippers so that you can pitch them to get them to send you loads, so you can get them signed up with you, okay? Because here's the deal. As you all know, some shippers only work with brokers. Some shippers don't like working with brokers. They only work with carriers direct. And if they work with carriers direct, they will work with dispatchers because you directly represent who? The carrier. Okay? It's 50, it's six in one hand, half a dozen in the next. Okay? It's a toss of a coin. When you call them up, you got over 19 million of these bad boys that you can call. Okay? This gives you the information to know who you're dealing with before you actually call them. You know what they start their pay off with, so you know what type of negotiations you need to go into it with them. You know where they send products. You know what type of products they have. All this information is giving you the information you need to prepare yourself to pitch them. Okay? Because now all of your research is already done for you by using these SIC code sites. Versus everybody else, they give you a list with some names and numbers on it. That's all they're giving you. And you got to pay for that. Okay? This is the most comprehensive tool that you're going to have, and it's going to give you your best lead source. Because not only do you get the names and numbers, you get to know who they are, what products they ship, where they ship them to, and how much they pay. Come on, you can't. I mean, where can you get a better lead source than that? And that's a lead to every shipper in the country, every last one of them. Okay. All right. Now, in doing that, you're probably saying, okay, well, what do we say to them? All right. Well, to give you what to say, guess what? If you look down here, you see where it says a script there. There's a little script that we provide for you. Click on there where it says script, pulls it up. And if you want, you can copy and paste that, and you can email it to them the night before, or you can just kind of get familiar with it, learn it, read it, and learn it, and then pitch them to the same script. Or if you choose to email it to them, it's got a space down here for you to put your information, your member, okay, who you are, your extension, and your email address. And you can copy and paste it and email it to them, and then call them up next day and say, hey, how you doing? I sent you an email last night. My name is such and such and such and such, such. And did you get the email? Yeah, I did. Great. What did you think about it? Okay, great. As I mentioned before, I represent thousands of carriers, have access to thousands of carriers. All of them are heavily insured, and they're experienced in moving your type of freight. I honestly believe, after reviewing your company's profile, that I can help you book 25 to 35% more of your freight every morning. If you think we can work together, just start sending me over your load list. Or if you need me to fill out some type of paperwork for you, shoot that over to me. I'll get that filled out, and we'll get right on to help you book more of your freight. Now, it really is just that simple. Okay. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke at you and tell you that it's easy to sign up shippers, because it is not. Okay. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Angie, can you not hear me? Everybody else can hear me, okay? But anyway, I'm not gonna tell you that it's easy to sign up shippers. In reality, you're probably gonna call 100 to 150 shippers before you get one signed up. That's about the average, I mean, that's just how it is. It's a numbers game. But you got 19 million of them, so what else you got to do? You see what I'm saying? We've given you access to 19 million of them. So with 19 million of them, you can afford to call up a few and just fuck it up. You can call them fuck up, 10, 12 of them. Matter of fact, I give you permission to call and just totally screw up the first 10 or 12 you call. Because guess what? When you do that, you're going to learn from it. And that's how you learn. That's how you learn what to say, what not to say, how to handle certain situations, how not to handle certain situations. But you're not going to learn it until you jump feet first in and start doing it. Okay? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is probably the most hardest part, the most difficult part of this industry, of this business, is contacting shippers and getting them signed up. without a doubt, that's the hardest thing that that's the hardest thing you got to do. Because it's tedious, it takes time, and you got to have patience, and you got to be committed. Okay? But that is the hardest thing about doing what you're going to be doing. Now, now I'm going to show you the easiest thing that you're going to be doing. The easiest thing is to get brokers to send you their load list. Because as a dispatcher, you can contact brokers. Now, if you are a bonded freight broker, you cannot contact brokers. Let me explain something to you. If you are a bonded freight broker, you can't do this. This is one of the main reasons why we let our bond expire. Because if we wanted to train you all how to do this type of stuff, we could not be a bonded freight broker because we cannot contact other brokers and teach this part of it. So this is the main reason why we had to let our bond go so that we can kind of teach across the board with everything. Okay? Now, as a dispatcher, you can go ahead and click where it says search brokers. Same Citco site, but it takes you right to the brokers. All you do is click on these brokers, and you call them up. And you say, hey, Mr. Broker, my name is such and such. I'm an independent dispatcher with a national network of dispatchers, and I directly represent carriers. And I notice here that you have a whole bunch of loads. And my carriers that I represent are experienced and heavily insured to run those types of loads. Hold on a second, everybody. I'm sorry. I had to. Give me a second. Give me a second. RBBS, Calvin speaking. And who am I? Yes, I'm right in the middle of our training session. We have our weekly training at this time. Okay. If you don't mind, give me a call back in about 40 minutes, and I'll be able to go over it with you. Okay? Okay. All right. As y'all can see, I'm really, really busy. I try to answer every call because I don't like people to call up and not get an answer. So, and when you all call, I do the exact same thing. I try to answer y'all's calls so we can go over whatever it is you all want to go over. However, now back to what we were saying. Contacting brokers is real easy because remember, when you're contacting a broker, all you're doing is helping that broker to make more money, to book more of their loads. Because you don't get paid by the broker. So it doesn't cost the broker one dime, not one penny. It doesn't cost the broker anything to let you find carriers to run more of his loads or her loads. Why? Because you are paid directly by the carrier. And it doesn't cost the broker not one penny. The broker's not violating any type of double brokering rules or regulations because you're not a broker. You're a dispatcher. You represent the carrier. So getting brokers to send you their load list is about the easiest thing that you all would do. That's easier than signing up the carriers for the onto your dispatch agreement. You should be able to call 10 brokers and get 9 of them and say, yeah, I'm seeing my load list right now. If you don't believe me, ask Roger Jackson. Ask who? Charles Mundy. He got brokers that sending him load list right now. And Charles, how long did it take you to get that load list after you started calling them brokers? Not very long. Once he got to picking up the phone and calling people, everything started falling into place for him. You know? Matter of fact, he just sit in what? I think he's sitting in his he really just started doing this last weekend, and he's got a load book. He's got a broker that sent him, a couple of brokers that sent him a whole bunch of loads. Some of them are military loads. So he just started doing this last weekend. Actually calling people last weekend, and everything started falling into place for him. So this is not hard. It's not hard. Now, it is work, yes. It's not hard work, but it is work. And you do have to follow the system. And what we do is we've given you all of the tools, all the resources. We give you the support and the training to be able to accomplish that. If you need help on anything, call us up during the week. Go to the chat group. Go back and review the training videos. This video will be posted later on this afternoon. Go back and review them. When you review them, take notes. Watch them 2 or 3 times because you're not going to get it all in one session. We cover a lot of stuff in these training videos. So take notes. If you still don't have a grasp for it, pick up the phone, call me. I pick up the phone. I mean, you can call me. Some of y'all call me at 2 in the morning. You know, now, that's not an endorsement for you to call me at 2 in the morning, but some of y'all do call me at 2 in the morning, and I pick up the phone. You know, so but that's the commitment that we made. You know, you made your commitment, I made mine. So, and that's where we are. All right. Any questions on how to contact brokers, how to contact shippers, and what you need to say to them? Or and there's a script there for you all to download and take a look at if you want to know what to say to them. Here we got a question here real quick. Who do we have? Sean says, who is that? What is his name? Who get those loads and would like to touch with them? Charles Monday. Sean want to connect with you. Okay. I hate to tell y'all, but it looks like my power is getting low here. So we need to try and wrap this up as soon as possible. Because remember, we couldn't plug in today because we are remote. But any quick questions, real quick? I'm probably gonna have to pick this up later on and send out another to send out another class, a study session to do the CN training. But we're running out of power here because we're using a lot of juice when we do these conference calls, and there's no plugins around here. And I kind of want to do this remotely, but I hate that happening. But it is what it is. Does anybody have any questions, real quick?
I do.
We ran out of power. Yeah.
I do. My question is, when we get them to send us the load list, we don't get them to sign up like a shipper's agreement?
They're gonna sign. All they're gonna sign for the. You talking about?
So you can get your, like, if you wanted to sign them on, so you can get commission, the 10%. We first, of course, get them to send us the load list and work with us for a minute, get to know. But
now, hold on. You're not asking the shippers to sign anything to pay you because they're not paying you. Shippers don't pay you. Shippers don't pay you.
No, for every load we book, the 10%.
That goes to the carriers. You're sending them your dispatch agreement. That's all you need. To send a carrier. It's a dispatch agreement. That's in it. That's in your dispatch. When you pull up the dispatch agreement, it has it in there that 10% agreement. Okay. The only form you need to send to a carrier is a dispatch agreement, and you only send that to a carrier because the carrier is the only person who pays you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you can give me a call, and we'll go over it, one-on-one, and that way I can kind of break it down to you and give you a more direct and definitive answer. Because it sounds like you don't quite,
I'm talking about the carrier, the residual, the 10%. Like, we brought on a big company that had like 100+ loads per day, the 10%.
Okay.
For all the loads we do.
All right. You're talking about two different things because you mentioned truckloads and you mentioned carriers. Okay. Carriers don't have truckloads. So I don't know what it is you're trying to.
Shippers. I meant shippers.
Okay. You're not getting money from shippers. When you're contracting shippers, all you're doing is asking them, right, to let you find carriers to run more of their loads because they're going to pay the carrier. They're not going to pay you. Shippers not going to pay you.
I know that. I'm talking about the residual program through us. No.
You're talking about a program that we used to run back when we first started out. This is a totally different program. This program here gives you all of the money because back then you were getting 7.25% residual. Now you're getting 50% of the load fee. That's a big difference. That's a lot more money. Yeah, we've upgraded our program. You're probably talking about our first video that we did back in August when we were a brokerage firm. Okay, now that's when we were hiring people. We are no longer hiring people. This is a training and consulting platform where we train you and we consult with you on how to run your own dispatch firm, your own freight brokerage firm, or your own freight forwarder firm, and you get 50% of all the money that's made from all the bookings that you make, and then when you're ready to do it on your own, you start getting 100% of it, and all your clientele, they go with you.
Okay.
That's a whole lot better than 7.25%, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions real quick before we run out of power here?
Yes, Calvin, I have a question. Actually, it's a request. Can on some of the training sessions we're gonna have, can we do one with learning how to avoid deadhead?
Can we do one with what now?
To avoid deadhead.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be a good idea. Matter of fact, contact me sometime this weekend or this week, and we'll get together and we'll come up with one for our next training session, which is on next Saturday. Okay?
Yeah, that's great. I wanted to call you anyway for some other reasons as well. I need your approval about some things, but anyway, I got a low start because of my employee identification number, and I received it yesterday. So finally, I'm ready to go.
All right, great. I look forward to it.
Okay,
all right,
thank you.
Let's see. All right, Mr. Tolliver says, I still can't access the back room. Still, I am using my email. Mr. Tolliver, if you send in your request to the back office area, just go to rbbstransport.com. When you get there, go to Tools and Resources, and you create your own username and password, and you submit it. Now, make sure you're using the email address you signed up with, because if you're not using the email address you signed up with, the system is not going to approve you, because it's going to double check it to make sure you are enrolled in our platform. Because only those people who are enrolled into our platform get access to the back office site, and the way they verify that is they check the email address that you signed up with. So if you're using a different email address, it's not going to approve you. So go back in, resubmit it with the email address you used to enroll with, and it will approve you. Okay? All right. Unfortunately, we are going to have to cut this short because my time is really running out. My light is blinking here. I'm down to like 1% power, and I don't want to lose this recording, so I need to get out of it and save it. But I do want to thank you all for attending, and I realize that this got cut short. If you have any other questions, give me a call. Call me up direct, and we'll go over some stuff. Shoot me some stuff on Facebook into the chat group. If you want to join the chat group, you're not part of the chat group, send me a direct message to my personal page, not to the company page. Send it to me, Calvin Butler. Look for it. It's going to say Calvin Butler RBBS Logistics Training. Okay? Look for that. And send me a message that says add me to the chat group, and I will add you to the chat group. Again, I thank you all. I really do. I appreciate each and every last one of you. This week, let's concentrate on working the system, because as Mr. Monday would tell you, as Mr. Jackson would tell you, there is money to be made, and it's not that hard to make. I want to get everybody doing at least 3 to 5 loads per day. Now, don't get me wrong. I want you all to do this because, remember, we don't make money unless you all make money. Yes, I love each and every one of y'all, but this is not charity. Okay, I'm not a charitable organization. Okay, I'm just being real with you. I'm not going to blow smoke at you. And that's one of the great things about this program, because we only make money when you make money. So, and that's the value in what we do. We're not charging you a whole bunch of money for stuff that you're not getting anything out of. So our goal is to get you to making money as soon as possible, because that's how we make our money too. All right. Thank you all again. I really appreciate you. And for anybody out there who wants to join up on our program, give us a call, 866-973-6445, extension 1 or extension 2, or log on to our website at theRBBSLLC.org and log on to that website, and you'll see our information there. Thanks again. You all have a great day. See you all next week. Same bat channel, same bat time.